Awesome. Welcome, team. I'm so excited. You've heard me talking about this for weeks and weeks, and we are so privileged and honored to have Christi Williams with us this evening. She is a 2014 Elite Coach and 6-star Diamond, and her second business center is Diamond. For those of you who are always talking about second business centers, you're not sure what that means if you're a brand new coach. Every time you advance to 2-star and in your first business center, you can open up a second business center. And once that advances to 2-star, you can open up a third business center all the way to 25. So she's rocking it. She's rocking her business, and she brought her team to Elite. So she is going to be sharing with us tonight something that is new to me. Within the past year, Colin, for those of you who haven't met Colin Brownie's from Canada, started doing Facebook ads, and he's a coach on the team that has just done really well with that without any direction or training. So I'm really excited to be able to have Christi with us to give us some formal training, education on Facebook, the like page, ads, all that good stuff. So without further ado, because I know she has tons of material and information to share with you all, Christi Williams. Thank you so much, Christi, for being here with us this evening.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
I'm new to this Google Hangout, so I'm using Zoom chat and I can see everybody's faces, but I didn't just see yours. So thank you everybody for having me. Thank you for the great introduction. First off, I'm not like a super Facebook expert. I didn't go to school for it or anything like that. There goes my dog. So that was my next warning, is that there's no mute button on my dog. So hopefully they will stop. I'm sorry, I apologize. 1 second and I will start. Charlie?
All right, she'll be right back with us. If you guys are watching, I can see how many of you are on right now. Make sure to get your teams on. This gives you a moment to message them all the link so that they don't miss out on this training. Yes, it's recorded, but Christi's actually going to be sharing with us a training after the training, kind of like a series 2. So you definitely want to get in on this, so when I post the number 2 training, you can get that under your belt as well.
Sorry, I apologize.
No worries. It happens. We're coaches. That's life.
Yes. It's impossible, no matter how hard I try to keep it quiet on a call if something goes down. So there is a 2-year-old still running around, so I can't stop him either. So hopefully though it's night and there won't be any deliveries and the dogs won't bark anymore. So I apologize. So like I was saying, my background is actually nursing and healthcare, but I became a coach 3 years ago. Just some quick background about me and my business, and it would take me the whole hour to share my story, but I just wanted you, I'm from Columbus, Ohio, so it's getting dark here. But anyways, my background, like I said, is nursing and healthcare, and I recently just sold a cardio club that I opened after becoming a coach, and I can't tell you how great it is to have an online business that you don't have bills and overhead. It's just, I think so many people think it's their dream to have this big fitness business, and it was mine a year after I became a coach. I opened it, and it actually hurt my business. It took so much of my time and my life and sacrifice, and I just didn't really get the value of how beautiful this business is and how much you can do with online until I opened it. So these people that think that it's a scam and that it's, $15 a month is such a great deal when you think about what it would cost to open a business. So anyways, I always like to say that. And part of me realizing that and the greatness of online is through Facebook. So Facebook and social media has made it so anybody can run an amazing online business and offer services, not just through coaching, but look at all the people on Etsy that just do work at home and they sell things on there. Like, if you're good with Facebook and other social media, you can grow to insane levels in your business. So I really kind of started off with my Facebook personal page and sharing my story through there. And I got started 3 years ago, like I said, after we lost our twin sons, Nolan and Nash. They were born early. And so I was just in an awful, awful place. And so social media is how I got started, and just kind of, I didn't have results to share. I'd never really been overweight before till I had kids, and just invited people, say, hey, I'm depressed, I have 50 pounds to lose, I need some accountability. And that's really how I started. And so part of being willing to get on social media and grow is sharing your story. Because people always ask me, how am I going to be different than all these other coaches? And the answer is your story. We all have a story, and some people say, well, Christi, I don't have a story like you. I haven't lost anybody. I haven't lost, and I've suffered a lot of loss, and hopefully you don't have a story like mine, because it sucks. But there's a reason you became a coach. There's a reason you want to do this, even if it just means that you're trying to be at home with your kids. That's your story. So finding what your story is a super important part of your journey, and being willing to share it with people and share it often. Because I found after a while, after I had my son Cooper, who's now 2.5, I gained 60 pounds, high-risk pregnancy, on bed rest. And so I was pregnant most of my first year as a coach. I totally lost track of what I was saying. Sorry, I'm not usually this batty. It's been a long day, and I don't know how many of you are in Mexico, but I caught that weird stomach bug. So if you see me running off, that's why, and why I'm a little bit scatterbrained. But my point is, when sharing your story, basically, you have to share often. That's where my point was. When I reached my goals with Cooper, people were saying, oh, well, she's like super fit. Like, I know I've kind of watched your page, Christi, and you've had a weight loss journey, but now you look amazing. So people probably see your pictures like, oh, she's always looked that way. And so I found that I had to start sharing my story more often, because as you grow followers with your like page, most people, unless they really have nothing to do all day, aren't going to go to your page when they start liking you and go through all your old photos. They're only going to see what's recent on your page. So it really is important to share your story often and share your struggles. And that's what's key about Beachbody in this business, is being able to show people how hard it is and how much you've overcome. For example, this past year, like, I don't even like being on this call because I can see that my arms aren't as in good shape as they usually are. I know that's awful, but this past year I hurt my back really bad. I tore a ligament in my spine. I broke my foot. And so I was like walking around Cancun in my cover up, because I have put on back some of the weight that I lost. But the thing is, when I share that with people, I got so many more people in my challenge groups, and I opened up, that I'm a stress eater, and people relate to that. They don't want to know that I'm perfect all the time. They want to see who you are. So if you're thinking, I can't share because I'm not perfect yet, you have to share your story. That's a huge part of this journey. So I thought I'd share a little bit of mine. There's a lot more to it, but open up and show people that you're vulnerable, and that through the hard times, you still are able to get up and work out and do this business. And that's what motivates people. So you have to be willing to share your story, or you're not really going to be able to connect with a lot of people through ads and all of that. So that's a little bit of my background. I'm not an expert, but what I've been able to do the past year is really, I kind of took a break on Instagram and some of the other social media and really focused on my Facebook. They always say my tip is to focus on two. If you're trying to do, we all know we have so much to do, and a lot of us have full-time jobs, and trying to work this business, it's impossible to be on YouTube and Pinterest and Instagram and working them all to the fullest. So I suggest trying to master two, and I really think one of them should be Facebook. I'm really on the Pinterest and Facebook page. So last year around this time, I had around 900 followers, and I've really focused. And probably since summer, I've grown, and I'm almost to 9,000 followers. And those aren't just 9,000 anybody. It's 9,000 people that are my target customers. So that's what I'm going to kind of take you through tonight. If I were to go just jump into all of ads, you would be so lost, because I was. And I've done a lot of training. I'm in Chalene Johnson's mentorship, so I've done a lot of training with her this year. And I've been in her marketing academy, and I've done a million other Facebook trainings. So even though I'm not an expert, I've done a lot of training. And one thing to take away from today is that Facebook ads take a lot of patience and time. You might spend an hour trying to get it approved and putting in the kind of people you want to target, and then they don't approve it. And it's so frustrating. And so you have to be willing. And so I'll talk about the kind of photos and things they approve. So I'm gonna go through that, why I like page, the kind of things to get organic reach without ads, the kind of posts that you should boost or run ads to, There's a lot of fancy things you can do with ads, but I'm just going to show you the very basic that you can do. Many people, like Shalene, will run ads to a website where they're collecting emails and things like that. But what I've been able to master and try to use, which has really grown my business this past year, is to be able to promote my post. I never promote a post or boost it or run an ad unless it has a call to action on it. If you're just like posting a picture of you and your son out for a walk, don't boost that. You're wasting your money. I do things that, and Shalene would tell you not to do this, but I'm like, how can I use this now for my benefit as a coach? Because I don't have a marketing academy that I'm selling to people. I'm trying to grow my coaching business. So this is something I've kind of came up with that works for me. So I'll take a post that promotes a challenge group, and I'll get tons of people. You're going to get tons of interest. Are you still going to get people that think it's free? Yes, you're going to get people who think the program's free or don't want to invest, or like will take you through all the emails. But the cool thing is that the people that aren't ready, I put them in like a free group, or what I call Christi's motivation group. And so I post it a couple times a week, like recipes and things to keep people close to me. But I ran this one. I tried it for the first time in August, and I'll show you which post I did. I got over 150 comments, and probably ended up getting about 15 people from that in my challenge group after I took them through my whole process. So yes, it costs money. I probably spent like $40 on the ad, but when you think about like 15 challenge packs, it's definitely worth it. And what's even more worth that investment was the couple really good coaches that came from that challenge group that are really doing well in their business. And sometimes I run an ad and it's a dud, but so I'm just going to kind of walk you through that, and I'm going to actually take you on my Facebook page and at the end and show you a very basic way to run an ad. And then like Christi said, what I'm going to do is I have a video that I've done, or another training for my team, that actually shows you how to, in more depth, do it and also promote it directly to a page or a Facebook group that promotes your challenge group. So anyways, I know I'm already talking too much, so I'm going to get going. So I have these slides here. They're really just more for me to keep myself on track, and then I'm just going to go to my Facebook page. So I'm going to pull these up to help me. So before you can really go in and do ads and start promoting your like page, it used to be all the rave that you could buy likes on places like Instagram, but it really, you don't want just random people following you. I actually have a funny story that goes with this. I had hired someone on Fiverr.com to help me grow my page, and he didn't follow instructions, and he ended up going to get me like all these creepy men from like Russia. When I gave him my age range of women and moms, and I gave him this whole big list. So I learned my lesson with that, and being more careful in who I outsource things to. But I've really taken my Facebook page into my own hands since then. It's not worth your time to get 10,000 followers from Russia that are creepy men. They're not going to be customers, and it's not going to help grow your page. You want people who are going to engage in your post to grow what's called your Facebook affinity. So more of your posts, you won't have to boost or run as many ads, because the more you post and the more engagement you get, the more your stuff will show up on the newsfeed. So who is that perfect customer? And I won't go through all of these, but this is just an idea, and this is what Shalene took me through when I was training with her at our mentorship retreat. So I thought, wow, this is like really in detail. But knowing these things before you go in to ever start an ad is a really good way to make sure you're not wasting your money. If you kind of just go in and just start hitting buttons and you're not really sure what you want, you might not get the kind of follower that you're looking for. Now, even when I'm super specific, sometimes I get people, you know, just randomly coming through that aren't the kind of people that I'm really looking to work with. And that's going to happen no matter what. But in general, the more specific I am on a post, the better, the more people that are signing up for my stuff and either becoming coaches, customers in my challenge group, and worked out really well for me. So kind of things where they live. For me, it's usually US and Canada because that's where Beachbody does its business. Every once in a while, like if I'm doing something local, like I just did the Super Saturday and I want to try to get some people come and do the workout and have guests, you can run it local to zip codes. So you can really get that specific to where they live. What is their age range? You know, for me, it's about 25 to 38-ish. I'm 35, and I really find that like new moms to moms with like preteens are probably my best customers. You know, are they married? You know, I do get some single moms and things, but for the most part, the moms that have become my best customers and have become the best coaches on my team are married with kids. And so that's kind of who I focus on. I was listening to call this morning. She's saying how she's tried the younger group. She's my age, and how she's tried the older generation. And I just don't have anything in common with them at this point in my life. Not saying that they can't be a customer, but for the most part, the people that end up buying from me are the people who are the most like me. And so I ask you, when you're like kind of going through this and thinking about, I have no idea what this noise is. I'm so sorry, between my dogs and my weird house noises. Hopefully, can you hear me okay, Christy? I hear some kind of weird noise above me. I think it's the dryer maybe. Okay, sorry about that. So anyways, I ask you to kind of think about when you're answering these questions, there's something that you can do. I'm going to show you on my Facebook. So I ask you to think about that one person on your team, or maybe if you're just starting, one person on your team that just really has all the qualities of somebody that you want to work with. Think of that person and go to their like page. And this will help you. So this is Christy. She's on my team. She's a mom. She's a school teacher. She has 3 kids, as you can see. And you can go to their about section. And I'm using her because I know she won't care. But you can go all the way down through her stuff. You can go to life events, family relationships, places she's lived. You can search people that have done the same things to her. But even more important than those things, keep scrolling, as I'm going to find the kind of music she likes. You'll see that's on my list, the kind of TV shows she likes. Because why am I telling you this? Because when you go to run an ad, you can actually put in an under interest. So say we just saw that she likes Jamie Lynn Spears. So I'm like, okay, people that I really like follow Jamie Lynn Spears. Maybe they don't, but Christy does. And Christy's been awesome. Not only become one of my closest friends, but one of the best coaches on my team. So I would like to find more people like her. So I could enter Jamie Lynn Spears, and anyone that likes her page will be targeted in my ad, if that makes sense. So then I could look at other pages that she likes. And so, of course, I'm not going to target the Team Beachbody page, because then I'll just get a bunch of coaches following me, and that's not what I'm trying to do by running an ad. Not that I don't want all of you lovely people to follow me. I just want to grow my business. So I'm going to focus. So she follows this community, Weight Watchers and Crockpots. So I could take that page and enter it in my interest box. And I'll show you later what I mean, where you put that. There was one, she follows other coaches, so I'm not going to enter them. But like, let's say that she followed Nutrisystem. That's a great page to enter. They're willing to invest in their own health and fitness. They've tried it. Maybe it worked, maybe it didn't. They're into losing weight. And so if I put Nutrisystem in, I'm going to target all the people from that page. And she follows, there was one, and I can't find it because she must have followed it so long ago. I've used her for a call before, her as an example. Here we are, Busy Moms Get Fit. She followed this Moms with Recipes site. Like page, and I can't remember the name of it. I was looking for it. Paleo Mom. I do paleo, so I would love to enter this mom's like page when I'm targeting people for something that I do that is paleo. So hopefully that makes sense. Am I making sense, Christy? Where's your face at? I lost your face.
Yeah, you're making sense. Sorry. I had myself muted.
Okay, got it. I was looking for your face so you could nod and I couldn't find you. Okay, so that's what I mean by that. And so when you take all of these things, you're thinking, oh my gosh, where they vacation, where they drive. But one way that I connect with people is that I really, really love to travel, and I love to go on crazy hiking destinations. And so not only I get some great customers, but I have something to talk to them about. And heck, I might find some new places I want to visit. So, does every person you meet become a customer? No, but you might make some cool friends. And so that's always what I tell my new coaches, like, that are so scared to just start meeting people. I've met some of my best friends online, and now they're on my coaching team, and I get to see them at cool events. And that's what's really cool about this business. Don't be afraid to get out there and meet people, because you might meet one creepy person. You can block them, and you can meet creepy people at the grocery store. So don't let that hold you back in what you're doing online, and keep you from building some really cool relationships. So like I said, I showed you what shows do they watch, what magazines. I often target women's health, because people that read that obviously care about looking and feeling better. What kind of websites do they go to? But more importantly, write out, if not now, write out who you do not want to attract. I don't want negative people, so I'm really careful not to post negative crap on my page, or I'm going to attract negative people. You need to, once you've decided who your perfect customer is, you need to just to be the kind of person to attract those people, not just searching them in ads, but you need to think about what kind of posts do they want to see, what you're learning, what they like. You can make some of your posts about that, so you attract them, keeping it positive and happy. And if you're always being unhappy on your page or complaining, which you shouldn't have a like page if you're going to complain, call up a friend and complain. We all have bad days, but don't put it on your page, or that's what you're going to attract. So to keep those people around, you're wasting your money on ads if you're not going to be consistent in posting on your like page, which is kind of what I'm going to talk about next. If you don't know your target customer and you're not ready, or say you're thinking about opening a like page, or you just opened one, or maybe you haven't opened a while and you haven't worked it, you have to post. So once you have it, you have to be ready to be consistent. And so if you do go to my page, I've been really bad the past couple weeks, and it's because of some personal things that I'm unable to share online, but I can share with you. And I've shared with Christy. We have temporary custody of my nephew since December. Actually, Christmas Eve, we brought him home. He was born addicted to heroin. He's my brother's son, but the birth mom is a total lunatic and stalks my Facebook. So I haven't really been able to share this aspect of my life the past 5 months. It's been very stressful, and visits. And so, it's an excuse, and I've been behind on my page, but unfortunately I can't share that with my people. I share every other aspect of my personal life, but that's one that I can't share at the moment. But my point is, I'm finally getting back into the flow of things this week, and we're probably going to be losing him in the next week or two, which is really, really sad. And I'm looking for ways to share that and let people know, and apologize for not being around on my page. But once you start your page, unless you have a really good story like mine, or a reason, if you just don't feel like it, that's not a good reason. If you were really, really sick, that's a good reason. But anyways, you have to be really, really consistent once you start posting. So they say the norm is at least three. But most social media marketers now, like Shalene, Brendan Bouchard, and some other top people, are saying at least 4 to 7, which is a lot. But here's another tip. Don't post just to post. Before you post, think about it. And I could do a whole nother call just on kind of post to make. But really just think about providing value to people. But like pages have so much value. And when I started, the rage was not to have a like page. Janelle Summers, my upline, said, don't have a like page. You don't need it. And for the longest time, until recently, I did everything on my personal page, and I'd post the same thing on my like page. And sometimes most of the time, I'm always trying to traffic to my like. picture of food on my personal page, and if they want the recipe, they have to go to my like page. Here's some of the cool things about like pages. I won't torture you by going through them all because I have so much to go through. I tend to jump around and talk too fast, so I apologize, but I'm just trying to get through so much in an hour's time. But you can, some of you noticed, you've been doing this a while, you can only have 5,000 Facebook friends. So on Facebook like pages, you can have unlimited followers. It's free, of course, unless you run ads. Those cost money. It's a great way to get feedback from your target audience. If you don't know what they want or kind of posts that they like, ask them. You could even do like a survey and have them go, not everybody will because people can be lazy, but you could have a survey and ask them, do you prefer this kind of post, or do you like when I post this, and get feedback from people. Ask them what they want, and asking questions gets more engagement on your page. You can promote events. So like that Super Saturday I just did, I could promote it and try to get people that are interested in learning to become a coach to come to it. And also something I promote is when I run those What is Coaching calls. You can't promote those from your personal page in this event, but you can from your like page. So you can have an event like a What is Coaching call or webinar, and you can take that and run an ad to it for people that meet your target market, and maybe they'll come and call in live, or if they can't make it live, maybe I follow people that said they're coming and I send them the recording. So it's a great way to promote coaching. You can customize your like page. You can create a brand on there. For me, especially with my injuries the past year, my brand really is focused around food and paleo. If you look through my page, you'll see that. You can promote it with tools provided by Facebook. The tool, and that's the reason that like pages, even if you're a newer, if you've been a coach more than a month, I say open your like page. If you're in your first month, I say get comfortable, get a challenge group going. But if you've been a coach a month and you've got some results and you're ready to put the time in, then I say open your like page, because even if you only can spend $5 if you use it right, can go really far on an ad. So definitely consider opening a page. The tools are amazing that you can use. You can build a community. I funnel everything back to my like page. I do have a website, but I don't use it much. It's just more for traffic. But I pretty much direct all my Instagram, Pinterest, and everything. That Facebook is where the magic happens. You can message people on IG, Instagram, and Pinterest, but the magic happens on Facebook. That's where personal connections happen, where Instagram and Pinterest are more just about your brand, where you'll see people just post like all food or all workouts or whatever their brand is. Maybe they're soft fashion, but they are always directing people back to their Facebook, because that's where personal connections happen. You can be more personal about your life on Facebook and share your personal story. And that's how you get people to join you down the road. So anyways, those are just kind of a few things I want to talk about. So now I'm just going to take you to my Facebook and show you how to run an ad. First, before I do that, so one thing I just wanted to quickly point out, some people ask me if they should schedule their posts on like Hootsuite or Buffer app. Hootsuite's gone away. I think it's already gone away, or it will be by April 30th. They've worked out to still use Buffer app, but I don't ever schedule posts on my Facebook from a third-party site or YouTube. You really want to focus on getting what's called organic reach. So that means you didn't boost it or post it, post an ad or anything like that. You got it all organically. So what do I mean organically? So if you posted, you had a video on YouTube and you posted that link here in your post, it's not going to reach your newsfeed, or if it does, it'll reach very few. If you take that same video and upload it in this way and then attach the video, it takes forever to upload, but it's so much more worth it. One thing that I'm getting better at in my business is video. I don't like video. I've mostly stuck to really great photos, but when I do post them, I get off the charts reads. I posted a video the other day that said, bad day, gone good. It was a video of me doing turbo. And so create some mystery for people. That's a great way to get more organic reach and more comments. If I just said I did turbo and it cheered me up, nobody's going to post. it reached like over 1,000 people without me doing anything. And it had tons of views, and a couple people even shared it. But my point is that I didn't tell them what I was doing. I made them guess what I was doing. And so people heard her voice and they guessed, and it got people interested. Like, what is this video? Like, how do I do it? And I do the same thing with my shake. If I post my shake, I'm very conspicuous about how I do it. So the other day I posted a picture of me and my son. We were drinking our shakes. We did like a selfie, and I put on the photo, what is in your shake? And it made people tell me what they drink and their health shakes, and it got people curious about Shakeology. And if you just post a picture of yourself every day with Shakeology, people are going to get bored with it. So you have to provide people value. Think about asking people questions. I ask this question all the time. Do you struggle more with health, with your health in terms of workouts or with nutrition? And it gets people talking. You can ask people questions to get more reach that aren't about fitness. You could ask people to help you choose out a new pair of workout shoes and post photos and number it. I did this with a dress the other day, and let me show you. I did not boost it in any way. Like I said, my posts aren't the best right now, but I'm like hosting a party here soon for my team. And so it's going to be black and white theme, and I asked people to vote, and you can see I did not boost this. I reached a lot of people, and I had a bazillion comments and people telling me what to do. People love to get advice. I ask mommy advice all the time. That gets organic reach. But your videos, so my point is you always upload everything organically to Facebook to get more reach and views in the newsfeed. And the reason is, so if you post from another site like YouTube, YouTube is Facebook's biggest competitor. So they don't want you to leave Facebook. So when you post links like that, you're not going to make it to newsfeed. Now, say you want to share a link to something. The best thing you can do is to write up the post and say, for the link to this article, go to my comment. First post in my comment section. I post the link in the comment section. It really does seem to work. Now, this could change next week because Facebook's always trying to be tricky. But, I definitely tell you not to schedule posts on here. I use them more for my Facebook groups and challenge groups. You can schedule directly from your Facebook page. If you didn't know that, you can schedule pretty far in advance. So I always recommend that to people, and always organically uploading everything. My next tip before I show you an ad is when you're doing ads, make sure that the photo is super eye-catching. So here's one that I did. I do run ads to a website where I have a free 5-day paleo plan, and that's a whole other training called a freemium. But this, when they click on it, I just put this up. But my old one, when they click on it, it takes them to this. When I run an actual ad to it, it takes them to a link called 5daypaleo.com, and it gives them this 16-page starter. And so you can see this is bright and colorful. On photos, you can't have more than 20% text. So this barely made the cut. Sometimes it depends on who's evaluating them. They would count this bubble or this box as text, but sometimes they don't. So sometimes I could put this in and they'll say there's too much text, but then I could do it again, and the next person in the Facebook God land where they approve ads might approve it. And so don't give up and keep trying. So it could have just been that you had this amazing ad put together and beautiful, colorful photo, but you had too much words on your photo. They just don't want you to, their fear is that you're overselling or over maybe not telling the truth, even though we most likely are, but not do is use a before and after photo. They will deny that one right away, no matter who's looking at them. So you have to be tricky. And I'll show you a photo that I've used. I used it tonight. I've used this photo for 1.5 years. Like every few months I'll use it, and I'll run an ad to it. The first time it got denied, the second time, and every time since it gets approved, and I'll put different words on it. It's just me holding holding my son. And this is when I kind of hit my goals. And I usually promote my mommy challenge with it, but now I'm promoting my summer challenge. And the last time I posted this, so one time it got denied saying results unrealistic. That's why they don't like results photos. But I'm kind of holding them in front of me. People can see, like I tell it in my story, that this is part of my journey. It took me 11 months to hit these results. And so a lot of moms are interested. So I'll run an ad to this. And that's why I keep the words small so it gets approved. And if it didn't get approved, I would just try again. And sometimes in your wording, so you can have this photo here, but I can't say I lost 60 pounds in this message. I have to be careful how I word it, because then they're also going to say that that's unrealistic expectations. It's stupid, but that's how they do it. Also, like I had a picture of me with a glass of wine, like promoting coaching. It was at the beach, and it was just a really nice photo. But because there was wine in the picture, they wouldn't do it. I also had a meal recently that had wine cooked in it, and they wouldn't approve my ad for that either. So you have to be careful. Anything with alcohol, they say that you're exploiting minors, even if you say wine in your wording. So anything like that, you just have to be really careful of. And so I just urge you to use bright, colorful photos and take the extra time to make your photos look good. My favorite site for editing and making cover photos and things like this is picmonkey.com, picmonkey.com. Canva.com is a great one too, but I feel that it's a little bit more challenging to use. So I feel like if you're not like super good at technology, then PicMonkey is great. Canva, I think, is more for people that have a little background with graphic design, which I don't. So anyways, the photo should be good. If you're taking a photo on your phone that's a blurry cell phone photo, people are going to click on it. You have to think about, what I want to click on this photo. So don't post something that you wouldn't click on yourself. And you have to think about, people are scrolling down through their phones most of the time on Facebook. So you only click on things that are appealing. And so if it's dark and blurry and it's the same old photo of you with your Shakeology in your hand, people most likely are not going to click on it. People love food. People love those cool, your ads will be more well received if you're in them. So food is different, but if it's a workout photo of a Victoria's Secret model with a quote promoting your challenge, you're not going to get many clicks. People are like, oh, it's another ad or promotion. But if it's you, that's really colorful photo, and maybe your kid is crawling on you and you're running a mommy challenge, and that's a really cool photo. But other people aren't. So put something that people will want to click on and they'll want to read. And I always try to use a headline that draws attention, like moms, like really big, and then you can type your post. So like I said, you can go and run an ad. So let's do it. And this was super confusing to me, and hopefully I'm not confusing you, because I know I'm jumping around. So like I said, Shalene will tell you never run an ad unless you're sending people to your website or conversions, but most of us don't have that, and coaching is a little different. So I do use this when I'm promoting my freemium, so I can collect emails. Promoting your page can work, but I really find that the best thing comes. So this is an actual boost post. This is they used to call this create an ad from a boosted post, but they've changed the wording, so it's really confusing. You're not just boosting the post. When you click this, you're running an ad to a post that you've done. So tonight, here's my summer's coming. So I could click it. So you just choose any recent post you've done. Now on the main page, let me go back before I get confusing. You'll see here, I did boost that post, but I didn't boost this. I was just doing something fun today to get more people posting on my page. But if I wanted to boost this, I could boost it here. But if I boost something, I make sure that it's to a target market, and you can save it. It has all these different ones saved for me. I make sure it's to a target market. And I never do it for more than $5. It used to be that you had to boost a post to run an ad to it, but you don't anymore. So I try to save myself money, because there's more specific targeting you can do with the ad. So I go to create the ad. Oops, boost posts. We'll choose the recent one I did and continue. So you need to make sure that once you do this, you can't go back and change the wording. So you need to make sure that your wording is exactly what you want it to be on the post, and there's a call to action. So in mine, it says, email me here with this for details on my challenge. And so that's when I go into my process and I get to know them and their goals before I ever mention a program. Another way I've done this, which you'll get on the video I send you, is that the post says, go to this group for a video on my upcoming challenge group. And so it lands them in an actual Facebook group. They request to join, and then there's a video waiting for them. So I've done it 2 ways and had success both ways. And so that's what the video I'll share with Christy to give to you will do. So you can come down here, and so I could spend another hour on targeting. I'm just going to show you very basics. My video goes into more detail on how to kind of target people to their job and all of that, but very basic. You kind of want, they used to say you want at least 200,000 people, but now they're saying that 10 million is a magic, or sorry, 10,000 is a magic number. You don't want to be too broad over here, and you don't want to be too specific, like right here in the middle. So that number is really going to depend on, you know, anywhere from like here to here is what they're saying is the best right now. So right now I'm like way too broad. Often I'll run it to United States and Canada because that's who I want to meet. But like I said, you could run it super specific to just local area in your town. Maybe you want to grow your local coaching network. I actually, I have 2 ads going on tonight's post because I am trying to grow my local network. So I thought by running it, and hopefully we'll get some more local challengers, it'll grow my local coaching network. If I run a good challenge group and some of them decide to coach. So I have one going for general US, Canada, and one local just to see which does better. Often I'll run 2 on the same photo at the same time to see what gets more. So as soon as you see, you can watch your ad, and if you see it's not really getting anywhere, you can automatically delete it or pause it so that you're not wasting money on clicks. And so when I see my kind of age ranges and interest and advanced options that get the most hits, I use those again because that's what's going to work for you. So you really, with ads, you can't just do one and say, I give up. It really took me tons and tons and tons of tries to get it to what worked for me. So don't give up and keep trying. So I'm going to take that off for a second because I'm going to show you something. So for me, I might do my age range. They say a 20-year age range is really good age range to use. So, you know, I do have some men that follow me, but very little. So if you look at my marketing on the videos, I show you on one of them, I can't remember which, I do show you how to see the kind of people that are following you. And for me, it's mostly women in this age range, and very, very few men, except this few from Russia that I got. So I'm not interested in those. So anyways, you can choose language. Of course, I choose English, women. So in here, interest, you can really just get crazy. So remember earlier I told you could target a page. So my friend Christy, that is one of my favorite coaches, she likes women's health. So I'm going to target everyone that likes that page. Now, when you start to narrow it down, when you get really specific, it will break down. So I can put here Weight Watchers. People that follow that page are going to see my ad, but that are only from ages 25 to 45 that are women. So if I took those specifics out, say I said, oh, that number will probably go up. Yep, it goes up to 20 million. But that's getting too broad, and I don't really want men followers. I mean, I don't mind, but they don't work for me. So this is kind of keeps it more broad here, but occasionally when I'm doing it to Canada, I will keep it broad in this interest sections. And here's the reason why. Facebook has pretty much figured us out to the point that it's creepy. By things we do on our phone, you probably noticed you've been shopping online and a couple minutes later you don't finish your cart and the shoes you were looking at like appear on your Facebook page. Kind of weird, but true. Or you were just talking to somebody about something, all of a sudden like that topic shows up on your page. I don't know how you do it. I think it's magic. It's creepy, but great for us business owners. And they've really number grow here. Here we go, 14 million, goes up by 1 million. They haven't figured these specifics and more demographics. This is where I spend most of my time. This is where I get the best results on my ad. I don't do much here. This is new. I don't even mess with it. I just leave it. Here and more demographics is where I get my, and I found, and on the video you'll get, it'll show you I can get really specific with what they do for work. The thing is, you can't with Canada. I'm sorry, that's not what I want to field study. But say like my husband does, he's a doctor, and he was running a freemium for medical students. He was trying to grow a base of medical students or something. So it only made sense for him to go here and under a field of study do medical student. And you know, could be, he could get really specific. He could enter 4th year medical student. He could enter, oops, 3rd year. That way he's covering all his bases. Not popping up, making me look goofy. But you get the idea. I'm going to take these off. But so for me, I don't really need that for this. But I could, if I wanted to get nursing students, I totally could do that since that's my background. I often, and I'll show you how specific it gets, I will run nurse. But there's a bazillion kinds of nurses, nurse consultant, OR nurse. So I literally can spend an hour to get this number back up to every kind of nurse that you could work with. Operating. I could make it as a specific, maybe Christi that I showed you earlier is a 9th. Teachers make great coaches. So she's a 9th grade math teacher. So maybe I could target them. It's going to take, it'll take me about 10 minutes to get that number up, but I can. Let me see if I remove Canada. They haven't been able to target it as specifically with Canada. Let me show you. So I'm going to remove these. So where I really spend a lot of time here is moms. You can choose all parents, or you can choose, I have a 2-year-old. So I could just talk to moms that have kids in my 1 to 2 years old, or 3 to 5 that have like toddlers. So that really brought my number down, but it's specific. You know, I want women that are into health. I don't know where this Earth thing came from. Or Weight Watchers. Specifically look for things like this online and have those patterns. That makes it too small when I put Weight Watchers in. So I want to take that off. But what I wanted to show you before I get too confusing is that you can't do the specific targeting with parents and like income and relationships and certain things with Canada. You'll notice when I put it in, when I go down here with Canada, you can with kid age, but say I go here, and this has been really helpful to me when getting moms. If I wanted to get just target new moms that just had babies, I would click here, but you can see here it says, so some of the things with Canada won't let you do targeting, or you won't be able to know your reach. So I could still use it, but I don't know how many people it's reaching, which I don't like for myself, but it's, you know, it's always worth a shot if you want to try it. But you'll see when I take this out, my number pops back up. So it's just a lot of experimenting, and I know that I probably completely confused you, which is why I'm going to send you 2 more trainings, because there's just so much to add. It's just, you really have to have a basis of who you want before you go in here, or it's so overwhelming. So I really work well with nurses and school teachers, are always my best customers. So I will take, literally, I have a set list of all the different kinds. And I do this, I go like through a million of them on my other call. But I just want you to get that I could, where'd it go? I just removed it. Okay, sorry. You know, there's so many kinds of nurses. There's an ICU nurse. There's, you know, and this could be in your specialty. You know, maybe you're an accountant, but there's so many different kinds of accountants. You wouldn't just enter accountant. Look at all these that come up. Like, you know, I don't even know what to look for because I'm not an accountant. Maybe you're a tax attorney. Maybe whatever it is, you could target all these people in not just one way, in several ways. So if I were a school teacher, I don't just do teacher. That's great, but you want to get specific so that you can reach more people. I'm going to enter kindergarten. I'm going to enter first grade. I'm going to enter second grade. I'm going to enter a science teacher. I'm going to enter a math teacher. So you get the idea. That's one specific targeting option has been the biggest tool for me in my business. Maybe you are a bartender. You know, maybe you're a stay-at-home mom. You can enter that and meet other stay-at-home moms. Of course, I'm typing it in the wrong place. So my call that I'm sharing with you goes this more in detail. Very quickly, just some other things. It's much less money on you to do it per day. But don't click this because it'll keep running and you'll get a big bill. So set and start and end date. It automatically puts in a month for you. I found I get the best action on ads Monday through Thursday, but I occasionally will do a weekend ad. You just have to play with it and see what works best for you. You know, I'm a mom and I like to go to bed early, so my followers are usually on around this time once their kids are in bed. You know, but if you're in your 25 and you're single, you know, your followers are completely different. So you have to keep trying different times a day, different types of ad, different settings in the more different demographics, and, you know, try, you know, different like pages and things that people might follow. What are you interested in? You know, try to get people who are like you, because that seems to be the best and what works in this business. So anyways, again, this is great. I mean, you can even choose married, you can choose, you know, crazy. I mean, maybe you're Latin American and you want to meet other Latin Americans, and you can use that targeting. You could target just dads, you know, whatever. I could go on forever. You could target people by their income, their degree. You can get so specific. It's insane how specific you can get to even the car they drive. It's crazy. So you can choose a date. So if you choose this, you know, I say start small with $5 and see how it goes. And it'll tell you how much you're going to spend. So if I say I want to run this through Thursday, I'm going to spend $15 and it'll end automatically. You know, you could be brave and try $10. It's really what you want to do. You know, because you're not sure what sets are going to work for you, I say start small and work your way up. When you see something works, maybe you could run it for more the next time. This stuff, you know, this is super advanced and I don't do a lot with it because I've just done so well with the more demographics tab and really being specific here. So I won't get into that tonight. But once you've done that and you've made sure to set a start and end date, I'm not going to hit it because I'm already running too many ads as it is. So you hit place order and you'll know very quickly if it isn't, and it'll tell you why. So you can just fix those few things and try again. So make sure you save what you're doing so that you know what you entered. Okay, that's a lot. Hopefully I haven't completely confused you and melted your brain. How do I stop this screen share? I can't even find you. I'm looking for you, but I can't find you. Oh,
if you click the,
I'll find you eventually. Here we are. Google Hangouts. There you are. I was looking on my main page instead of the internet. I'll get it down.
and then click, oh, there we go.
Okay.
Wait.
And then I'll
Oh, wait.
there we go. I think. Am I still, oh, here we go. Got it. Sorry, guys, my first time on a
No,
Google.
that was awesome. I mean, that was great information for me because I've been having success with Facebook with just about 3 to 5 challengers a month, but I've just been boosting it. And I couldn't figure out, I'm like, why can't I target more? Everyone says you have to target more, but I can't. When you just click boost from your page, you have to go into the ads. So,
Right. Yeah. You can just do very minimal, like age and interest.
Right.
You can choose like 5 interests, but you can get really specific on an ad. And I think you get a lot more for your money if you just go straight to the ad.
Yeah, definitely. I'm excited. I mean, I just want to go play with Facebook ads now.
And seriously, I could do it all day goofing around, and it takes time. And, I say before you do it, you have to be ready to commit to it and know that it might not work the first 10 times. And you have to just keep trying, and it's investment in your business. And the good thing is that it's a tax.
Right.
Yes. And, I'd rather put that back into my business than to give it to Uncle Sam.
That's how I am. Like, I would rather invest money to help my business grow for the long-term reward than give it away.
Right. Yeah. So we're going to have to give it either way. So might as well just put it back into your business. So that's my advice for taxes. Hopefully there's no government officials on this call.
Well, thank you so much. I'm excited for the next 2 training.
I won't go over the same stuff. If you were like, if she just said that, she just told us that. But it kind of shows you how, in more depth, how I targeted specific careers. And then it also shows you on the other one how I took an ad and directed people to a group where there's a video of me welcoming them and talking about my story and how I've lost weight and how they can do my challenge. And so I've done it a couple ways.
That's awesome. I like that Facebook thing because then you've also captured them or you have them in a group. So you're able to communicate with them a little better than them just being on your page.
Right. So I've done it both ways, and I've both been successful both ways. You're still going to get a lot of people that just want something for free, and I try to give them value and advice, but and then some people might be mad when they find out you do Beachbody. It just happens. But most of the time those people have just had a really bad experience with a coach that wasn't very nice. And usually if I get to the core of that, they're like, okay, maybe I'll give it a try, or maybe next month when I get paid. So just remember, even if everybody doesn't join you that shows interest, you're like, damn it, I wasted money. They clicked on my ad. Not really, because you're still building relationships, and no now is not no forever. So don't lose track of those that are, because several that have had interest in the beginning that didn't come back later.
Right. And I mean, if they like what you're posting and they're liking your stuff, it shows up in their news feeds.
Yes.
So
yes.
That's helping build your network. So I love that.
Yes. Awesome. And another thing that I didn't get to show you, but I think I talked about on the other one, even if I boost a really good food post, sometimes I'll do that, even though doesn't really get them to a challenge, or it doesn't, I'll boast a coach internship or whatever. But with food, it doesn't really make me money. It just provides value to people. But what happens is around Thanksgiving, I made this paleo meal, and I share all this food, and I ran a very small ad for $3. And so more people saw it. And what happened is, in my links on all my photos, I had on this one paleo apple pie, because people love dessert, even though you shouldn't eat it every day. I had 450 shares. That new week, I got 700 new likes on my page that because people shared it. So the small ad turned into a lot of shares for me. That it equaled a lot of really good new followers. So if you think about that too, and you run an ad to something that's really something that people want to share, it'll bring a lot of free followers to your page. So that's my other tip.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for taking your time and sharing with us.
Hopefully I didn't confuse you. If you guys think of any questions, or even you, please feel free to message me.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you, Christy.